What up, you guys? Empress of Duality here. For those of you that are new, but most of y'all already know, my name is Brooke. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back, Love Vibe Tribe. We are here to do our usual live mini readings, connect with you guys, exchange some motherfucking light codes, some information, and say hello, Danny.
My name is Danny. That's my channel. I'm her divine feminine in this connection.
Even though right now I'm in more so the feminine energy.
Yeah, we had a switch happen over.
Which is interesting. I'm not very good. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been very good at channeling my inner divine feminine.
There was a time shift that we went through, and what do you call that? Switcheroo.
And my masculine energy just be ready to take over the show. Ready.
Hey, Sandra and Alan, and
first
Leah
in the chat,
and
Sandra
Michelle.
and Alan.
Look at you guys.
What's up? Like family. Hi, Maria. Did you change? Oh no. Oh shit. Mike's in the house. He must have sensed you were wearing the shirt, baby. Baby, what is happening over there?
Looks like I quit smoking.
You have really, since about 5 minutes ago, you have really fucked some shit up in here.
Oh yeah. No, I guess the walls are closing in. I guess. Like, it's such a small space. We need to kind of...
Knock the fucking thing off of the bookshelf onto the floor, splattered everywhere. David, what's up, love? So good to see you. David, I watched your video without Danny because I couldn't wait any longer. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was literally talking to you like you were there, like the whole time. It was so much fun. But I can't wait to respond. Hi, Untitled Tarot. What's up, love? Welcome.
By Lauren Bay.
Deal straight, Brooke. Alan is watching to make sure you don't deal off the bottom.
Right.
You're funny, Alan.
Whole Vegas trick.
We
have one on the list, prepaid. Elizabeth, you are first in line, so we'll get to you after the collective. Mike, how have you been, brother?
I know, I miss you. I want to come back to Florida. I want to come see you. I want to spend the night.
We're working towards that.
And I want to eat green beans out the garden.
Yeah, for real.
And steak cooked by Mike himself. I just need it in my life.
Yeah. Might be coming down for hot summer, not hotter summer. You know, we're this show is dedicated to getting Brooke's fingerprints and all the things she needs to get that application out so that she can be a permanent resident.
Ah, Mericadian. Okay, David.
Mericadian.
No worries.
Official.
Thank you for stopping by and saying hello at least.
So,
hope you have a good day at work tomorrow.
That's what this one's all about. That was another thing too. We've got some weird things happening with PayPal. So those of you that are called to kind of donate or get on the list, we're switching it to paypal.me/NCT1111 because for some reason, I don't know, man. Everyone should be sending it friends and family because the services we provide aren't considered goods and services under the PayPal, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
I guess if you are sending it to mine, just make sure you click what is it again?
Friends and family.
That one.
Yeah, because that's what we are. We're family, right? And make sure the box that says goods and services isn't clicked.
Love you, David.
Because it gets put on hold, and for some reason we have to get verification that the package was sent. What package? We're not sending tarot cards away like Mike does. But
so I'm just interested for the people that are in here. How's the energy felt recently? And I'm curious to know, are you in your feminine energy? Are you working through a wound in your feminine energy? Are you in your masculine energy? Are you working through a wound in your masculine energy? Just curious to see where you guys are at, or if y'all kind of want to let me know. Did y'all feel anything with the new moon?
For real.
Or did y'all recognize what it was actually trying to show you guys? Because I know it was in Virgo, so it had a lot to do with like habitual patterns, habitual thoughts, habitual perceptions, habitual emotional response patterns, habitual behaviors, and kind of like calling you out in very in your face kind of ways, so that we can see where our energy is repeating, or see where our energy is looping, and finally shift it and heal it, right?
My shirt's the best shirt there is. And it's actually the only one there is, I think. It's the only one that I found that was like extra large in your box, Mike. So I do feel super special every time I wear it, by the way, which is most times I shouldn't, because I can't work with this. You know what I mean? Like, I was working on the truck today, and I'm like, what am I doing with this going to the dump? It's not the shirt.
Big M for me. Baby, is your mic on? I just like to remind you, because you never know what you...
Yes, my mic is on, baby.
Hi, Elizabeth. What's up, love? I have been a mess, dropping things, confused, feeling heavy. I feel better today. That actually sounds like masculine energy. One thing I've noticed, when we are healing a wound in our masculine energy, for whatever reason, and it could be true for the feminine energy, I just haven't experienced it in my feminine energy like I do with my masculine energy, but like when you're healing a wound in your masculine energy, and like your pain body is activated, like you're like getting to the core of the trauma, getting present with the trauma so that you can begin to flow rather than have stagnant energy in your body or in your energetic field. And when that pain body is activated, when you're present with the trauma that you were not present with to begin with, because when trauma happens in our life, you know, especially at a young age, that's why we talk about inner child work so much, because things happen when we're younger and we don't know how to be present with some of the traumatic circumstances, or we were not safe to be present. And when, you know, traumatic things happen to us when we're younger, we do everything that we can to get away from what's hurting us, right? So we leave our bodies, and then while we kind of have to go back, it's not that we have to go back really, it's just we're still carrying that trauma because we were never present with it to begin with. But when my masculine energy, my masculine pain body is activated, I'll stomp my toe all the time. Actually, Danny's in that energy. Look at his hand. Can't make this shit up, y'all. Can't make this shit up!
Yeah, I got a little carried away with the grinder. But it's like, it's just a flesh, man.
Like, I stomp my toe, I trip down the stairs. Actually, I trip upstairs. I don't ever trip down, I'm always trip up the freaking stairs. I'll be playing outside with the dog, and I get scratches and stuff all down my arms, and she never jumps on me. Just, there's a lot of, like, physical pain, or, like, physical, things that happen like to your body, I've noticed, when you're in like a wound within the divine masculine energy. Has anyone else ever noticed that? And then Danny, he's been in the divine masculine energy for like a while now.
Oh yeah.
And he has had some interesting encounters.
That's pretty different, but I feel a little more.
We shared a little bit more than we'll share here in our mentorship.
Yeah, we did share quite a lot.
When we were camping, what happened to Danny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, baby. It's just...
That's all right.
I can hear you saying it all over again.
So what's kind of cool, and something that's coming down the pipe, is we've been kind of called to do the real deal, in-depth, sharing the stories of vulnerability with you guys, either through membership here on my channel or Patreon. So we're kind of exploring things right now to see where we can like give you videos of really when we're being as raw as we can, and it'll go out for a pretty decent price.
Thank you, Michelle.
So stay tuned for that. Got some big things happening.
Yes, Untitled Tarot, Lauren. Yes, exactly. It's all about the details. And here's the funny thing, it's not the details of what you can actually see. The details as in the energetics behind the things that are happening in your life. If you're witnessing some dysfunction in your relationship, if you're witnessing some struggle with your money and monetary things, it's not the detail of the actual circumstance. It's the details of looking within yourself and asking, like, what within me is creating this experience? What within me is creating this dynamic between my partner and I? And really taking responsibility for, being the creator of your reality, instead of, there's a lot of like blame energy and like being stuck in polarity. So like there's just like you're banging your head against each other and there's no real like movement. It's just like banging your heads together type energy. And like really trying, what I've noticed within like the twin flame dynamic is it's so subtle for some of us because we've healed a lot of layers when it comes to like needing validation outside ourselves. And I'm referring to the feminine energy now, the wounded feminine energy, as I think I say his name right, the Nooch, the Matrix Unveiled. I was watching his video and it's so funny because it's everything that I have been experiencing. I just didn't have the labels for it. But like the wounded divine feminine energy, there's this needing of approval or seeking acceptance, seeking validation outside ourselves, especially with the people that we are closest to, and like just this nostalgia for wanting to be understood, especially by the people that you love. So if you and your tribe has kind of gone separate ways or have very different perspectives or in very different polarities and energies, it's because we're learning not to seek that validation outside of ourselves. And let me tell y'all, since we're on the subject, it has been really hard for me because Danny was like my safe space, like he was the one person that always understood me. He always knew how I felt. I could be open and talk about the downloads, the messages I was receiving, and he just understood me, And now it's like that I'm on that really intense level of healing with my wounded feminine energy, that needing of acceptance energy, that I'm getting the validation everywhere else but with Danny, right? And it's so that I learn how to validate myself, truly validate myself, because it's easier when you're on, talking to someone that you're just kind of like friends with, but then when the person, your twin flame, you feel like your twin flame doesn't understand you, like it's a little bit different. It's been intense, and it's been like, oh my God, I've never purged so much in my life, y'all. Like crying, purging, and grieving, and it's been wild. But yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys.
It's like Jesus deleting the contact number for your crack dealer on speed dial.
And even with my friends, like I'm friends with Nicole, and she's one person that like, oh my gosh, she just understands my energy to a freaking T. But like I find myself asking myself questions or, processing energy or being present with different energy and emotions inside of myself and wanting to seek her out and ask her questions. And I stop myself because I'm like, no, I've learned that I don't even have to ask. Like, if I just go within, I can receive a message from Nicole if that's what makes me feel safe or that's what makes me trust the information. And sometimes it's not even that it's her that's giving me the information. It just presents itself as it's coming from Nicole, so that, because I know that I can trust her. But it really is building a foundation of trust with myself is what it is. But everything is not always as it seems, and that's why you really have to pay attention to how the energy feels. It may have felt like it was a message from someone else, but sometimes it's not. It's just you building a connection with yourself. And there's a lot of trust going around both sides, masculine and feminine, rebuilding, reconstructing this foundation of like trust and safe. The only way I know how to explain it is like Danny and I created this really beautiful safe space between each other where we could be vulnerable and intimate and authentic. And now it's like that space is being upgraded. And for me, Danny has a different perspective on this, I think. But for me, there's like a grieving process that goes into that. It's like, damn, we created this beautiful safe space, but now it's being upgraded. We're up-leveling, we're ascending, and everything that we thought was safe was really just keeping us in a box. And like, I have to grieve that sometimes. Like, I have to cry over like the loss. I don't know, but I really just feel like that death of what was is really just the death of another layer of ego and getting into your own sovereignty and into your heart space and living from there.
Transcendence happens in layers. And as we transcend from one layer to the next and heal these wounds, we're leaving something that pain, that hurt, that we almost cling to, as like but this is a piece of me. And it's really, leaving it behind for the new to come in. And it doesn't feel comfortable at all either, because it was one thing that you held on so tightly that you truly believed. And when it's a belief, man, it takes a minute to, really accept and yes, grieve what you're releasing. You have to let it go. It's like, you can't bring your teddy bear to grade 3, baby. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right,
or grade
exactly.
Grade 1 because you're out of kindergarten now,
I love
and you
that.
have to do the thing. So
exactly.
You can't bring your teddy bear.
It's funny, you went to that, and in my head, I heard it as it's like being addicted to like alcohol or a drug or a person, and then all of a sudden that person is just whoosh, ripped out from under you.
Taken away.
That drug, that substance is taken from you, and you're left with like these withdrawals. Like, if you know anything about, like, drug abuse, like, the withdrawals is, like, you're in physical pain, it's kind of cloudy, it's, like, really rough right before it's, like, all sunshine and, like, lighter, and peace, right? And that's kind of that's what it's like.
Baby, was I your drug?
Yeah, in ways, yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing, but...
Take another hit, baby.
I'm learning. I want to see what David said. Hold on.
So anyways, Elizabeth's first on the list. We're going to do a collective, I guess, right?
Maybe. I'm trying to read.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to get in the way.
Beyond my reach. Things that I felt were beyond my reach. Definitely breaking through ceilings is fun, right? Right.
There's only one on the list, and I'm going to walk you through the PayPal announcement, too.
Definitely got this vibe. This moon is like...
Just make sure goods and services unclicked,
yes,
and friends and family. That's pretty much the walkthrough of when you get to PayPal. Aside from that, they got all kinds of weird things that like to charge and stuff, and I don't know. We're thinking. Well, I was looking at Pioneer. It's like a global payment app kind of thing that everybody can use, not just Americans. So,
Lauren, that is so beautifully said. Yes, 100%. I love that. Thank you for sharing.
In the house.
Oh snap! What's up, sis? Elizabeth, I just made you a moderator because I love you. Love you.
What? Elizabeth wasn't a moderator yet? I think last week we added Elizabeth Van on my channel as a mod. So you got the wrench, girl.
All right, I just chugged some water. Y'all gonna have to give me like 2 seconds. Maybe
wow.
Hold it down.
Wow.
Sorry.
Dipping on the channel. Well, hello. Sorry. I'm trying to fix the level so I'm not over modulating. What shall we talk about? My week of vulnerability. When Brooke went into vulnerability, I was like, yeah, it sucks and it kind of hurts and it's really deep. And you really to get through that level, you have to feel it and go into it and really process the emotions that are coming up. And man, it was pretty wild. Like I wasn't interested in going into that, but to come out the other side, it just feels so much lighter. And I was more understanding, of what she was going through when she was saying, like, I need you to leave the house because I'm making this video because I'm about to be vulnerable and I just feel really insecure almost, right? Well, I caught the bug and shit. But when it feels like that, you're doing it right. So
I didn't draw my hands up good enough.
And it's in-depth stories like that are going to end up being like even more in-depth with all the juicy details and stuff that we'll be putting on like Patreon or in a membership kind of space for you guys to get real in deep with us, but to watch us unravel the process before you, right? To really, so now I get it. Okay, now I see what needs to take place. A lot of people don't have that just in like a mini reading or a 3-card pull. You can get readings from us, but we don't really go into the process until you hit the mentorship. So to really get a taste of us, the membership will help you kind of really say, okay, yeah, these are the people that
Hi, Nick.
I want to get into my healing journey.
And there's a reason for that, you guys. There's a reason that we share different things on different platforms, because as we set a price, right? And some of our prices are set pretty high, but it's because, for one, we know the value in some of the things that we talk about. And two, because we want to attract a certain clientele. We don't want someone to come into our energy for $100 because we're twin flames in union and they just want to suck our energy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's real shit, you guys. I know it sounds a little crazy, but it's real shit.
It happens. I know when I first went to Nick and Dove, I really had to chew on a pill, but it was a pill of lack. And I was in a space where, like, you know what? This is for me. I'm going to invest in my fucking soul.
Realignment?
Yeah, the soul realignment was like amazing for me, and it was really the money down, like $1,600 for me. I wasn't even on disability. I was flat broke, and I had that much on a credit card and $500 cash. I put the $500 cash down as a down payment, and I said, I'm going to sit and allow the abundance to come to me. And then I was really called to just like, you know what, I'm going to put it on the card and trust. And not even a week later, I swear to God, $1,600 came in.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, I got $1,600. I can pay this bill and pay that bill. And I was like, oh, I manifested this for this. So this goes back on the card. And it was wild. Mm-hmm. And I had many experiences of manifesting things, like a brand new transmission paid for over the month prior to this manifestation. And it really,
manifestation
lately,
lately,
it's absolutely trusting in spirit that you're going to get it back, 7-fold, 10-fold, because you're investing in your growth. Really, that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I don't know about you guys lately, but manifestation has just been I've been manifesting like a motherfucker. It's been crazy. It's like the more I have spent time with myself, the more I have created safe space within myself, the more I have housed. Here's the thing, here's the key. If you can house love inside of your being, inside of your consciousness, if you can just be love and emit love and house love within yourself, house neutrality within yourself, it changes everything. But it's not always as easy as we think it is, because it's so easy to get knocked into a polarity.
We manifested a truck?
No, let's not. No, we're just not.
Oh, no? You're going to say that on Patreon?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know what that's about yet. but it's been a blessing.
That's not for here.
It's been a blessing.
So let's go ahead and get a general message out so we can get to the people that signed up for a reading.
Yeah.
And yes, Aaron, Danny shared such a beautiful piece of himself in last week's mentorship group session.
That was not easy at all. I need to take like a 10-minute break too. That was a big purge.
Clearing out any energies of resistance, clearing out any, commanding all lower vibrational energies to leave the safe and sacred space. Oh, cool.
That's crazy. Divine masculine, divine feminine come out in the split. Go figure.
Clearing out any self-sabotage, any resentment, any ideas that come across of truth that are false truth. Commanding those perceptions to leave our energetic field. Surrendering the ego's will and claiming our sovereignty upon ourselves. Surrendering the ego's perception and embracing the present moment. We surrender our ego's stories and step into our heart space. Invite our inner child out to play. You are safe, you are safe, you are safe. I am safe. Calling in our higher selves. Feeling into the connection to all things God. I am connected to an openness to receive. All right, I think that's good. Okay. Jesus. Let me tell you something. If you think your partner is running, this is for the people in the chat. If you think your partner is running, if you think your partner is emotionally detached, if you hold a perception of your partner that says they need to heal something for you two to be able to come together, that the reason y'all are in separation is because they have work to do, it's on them, you're doing your work. I gotta be honest.
Reflect. A little bit of self-reflection.
I gotta be honest. Listen, we can claim that someone is our twin flame, and we can claim that, and we can hold this perception that it's gonna take them healing this part of themselves for us to come together, for us to be in union, for us to have a sacred relationship, partnership. But if there's one thing I've learned about this twin flame dynamic is as I shift, he just shifts with me. As I lean in, he's already there. As I recognize that I'm the one disconnecting, that I'm the one separating myself from the connection and love that is already there, that I am the one deceiving myself. When I make that shift, everything changes. The whole perspective of what I thought it was changes. So if you have feelings that your person is retreating, or they're going into old patterns, or you have all these ideas about your twin, okay? I'm feeling take all of those ideas about your twin and turn it into self. What part of me, Brooke, how are you creating this dynamic? Okay, because let me tell you something. If you release the nostalgia, the ideas about your twin, the ideas about separation, the ideas about them deceiving you, the ideas about them being codependent, if you release all of that, if you release the twin flame label, if you release yourself from the box that your ego has confined you in. Oh, y'all feeling spirit yet? If you do that, it won't matter if it's your twin or someone else or someone that you thought was your twin. You will receive a partner. You will receive love. You will receive connection. And it doesn't matter how that connection comes, because when unconditional love is in front of you, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter how you receive it. But if you're telling yourself that you can only receive unconditional love, that you can only receive sacred union from one specific person, you are limiting yourself and you're putting yourself in a box, and you're not connected to an openness to receive what you are asking for. you are putting it in all your eggs in one basket. You know, that expression, like that's what's happening. And that is what we have to free ourselves from. So I'm just going to show you all these cards that I got this message from real quick, baby. Sure. Current energy, deception, influencing energy, separation. It actually came out in the reverse. So it's like, you think you're disconnected, you think you're separated, it looks like you're separated, but the only thing that's really separated is you from yourself. Binding energy is retreat and free yourself. All right, you can go ahead.
So I got the Ace of Swords, the Page of Wands in reverse, and the Sun at the star actually at the bottom of the deck. What's coming through with this is, we're moving you into universal alignment. We're moving you into union energy. You're looking for breakthroughs and awareness, but it ain't happening. The excitement, the curiosity of the journey is falling away because you're moving into that, that space that Brooke was talking about. It's like, it's not materializing. It's not happening. There's that lack again. Like, if they only did their work and you start externalizing things, it's not really helping anything.
Or the blame game of, they're not listening. They're the ones not listening. I can see what needs to be done. I can see where the healing needs to take place, and they just won't listen. That is victim mentality, y'all.
Believe me, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. T-shirt will be on sale in the lobby for $19.95. Just check Teespring. You can find the link down below. And every once in a while, I'll take a look, and we're going to be starting to post some things in there too. It's go time. Summer's over. The external workout side is done, so we're going to hit you up with that. But Page of Swords, Temperance in reverse, and the Four of Swords in reverse, right? These thoughts coming up. Like, where is this union? Where is this restoration of what was, right? Well, what was the initiation into the journey. If you're on a twin flame journey, or you're highly spiritual and you're calling in your divine partner, right? It all has to do with healing within, and then mission, focusing on what's before you instead of dreaming of what's to come. Because a dream is a dream, and it's good to set your sights on what you want to achieve, but you got to do
it takes you out of the present moment.
You got to do the work. The present moment is the healing within, that inner child that's screaming at you saying, I know the way. I know the way to get there. But you got to let me into the mix. And there's a whole bunch of pain that's in between us. But the closer we get to, or the more we work through the soul work, the closer we get to each other, and the more the path is revealed.
I want to say, it's not the closer we get to each other because we're already so close. Right. It's just you can't fucking see it because of all the pain and all the shame and all the guilt.
So you're feeling the distance where your inner child is feeling all the connection, right? So this is a work in progress. Honor the progress that you make each step of the way, right? With the Ace of Wands, the spark. Not focusing on the bonfire that you're trying to get built, but that one spark that lights the fire, and it starts to grow. We had a fire the other night. Oh my God, it took forever to grow. We had to pour some oil on it. It still wasn't growing. It was really wet. But when
it was a fun journey, though.
It was a fun journey, and what we got out of it was more than just sparks. We got all kinds of colors, green colors and stuff.
When, Elizabeth? Like before we came together? While we've been together? Read your bait, babe.
Sure. So with the Hierophant card beside the Ace of Wands, it is a journey. And it's acknowledging the sparks along the way, right? That build the flame together. And sometimes that takes going outward and seeking, either guidance from mentors, whoever you resonate with, by all means. It doesn't have to be us, but pulling in help and guidance to walk you through these steps. Well, we
and honestly, the best
absolutely needed them too.
The best part, though, is not that they're walking us through anything, our mentors. Sometimes they hold space, which is walking us through, and sometimes it's just the mirror, y'all. It's the my capacity to see myself in a different light because of them being a part of the experience with me. It allows me to see parts of myself that my ego blocks me from being able to see sometimes.
For real.
Yeah. If your mic is on, right?
Yeah, my mic is on.
Is there any way I can look and tell?
Well, see, when this is down and you don't see the white, there.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Just keep me together. So, in the not so distant future, this is right around the corner. Look, there is a divine partnership. You got the Two of Cups here. That is a give-in, okay? This is coming for you. You already put it out there. You're manifesting this. You've got some things to, some junk in the trunk that needs to get healed, right? 10 of Pentacles, everything that you've desired out of the relationship is already in existence in a timeline that you need to get to, and you're working to get there. And it's absolutely everything is playing out before you exactly the way it needs to play out. Okay, you're not doing anything wrong.
But what parts of that experience are you rejecting? What parts of that experience are you not willing to play with because it's uncomfortable, or because it's scary to your ego, or because it completely kills off everything that you thought you were? It kills off your safe space that you've created for yourself.
And from that spark, this is the King of Wands, visionary leader. From that spark, the story of your journey, towards whatever you seek, that the best life for you, living out your passions, enjoying life the way it was meant to be, and not necessarily in servitude or slavitude for the greater good of whoever's mandate. That bonfire awaits. And it took that initial spark to light that bitch.
Mm-hmm. And you want to know how I'm seeing this initial spark, how Spirit's showing it to me? So here's the thing. We want love, we want connection, we want a relationship, we want friends, we want our soul vibe tribe, we want our twin, right? We want abundance, we want money, we want mission, we want to serve. Yet, when abundance presents itself to us and it comes in a form that we were not expecting it to, or that our ego deems as not good enough, or that our ego deems as just rejecting it, right? So here's the thing. This abundance that you're asking for, whether that be a relationship, your twin, whatever it may be, it is already in your life. It's just your ego won't allow you to see it. So that's why starting your day saying, I am connected to an openness to receive, and getting in that flow state and awareness and pure presence and embracing the circumstances and the people that are in front of you, you're going to see that the abundance is before you. You've just been rejecting it. And if you reject abundance when it comes in the form of a friend wanting to buy you lunch, but you say, no, I got it. If you reject abundance when your dad or your mom or your sister or your friends call you and say, hey, you want to come over and watch a movie, and you reject it. If you're going to reject abundance in a small form, what do you think you're telling the universe about this huge abundance that you have, this huge abundance that you want, this sacred relationship that you want? If you won't even accept somebody to pay for your dinner, how in the world are you telling the universe that you'll accept your divine counterpart? You're not. So that's why it's so important to just embrace it all and be present with it all. That's all I got for the general.
Embrace it all. Embrace the transitions. This is the Death card. Embrace the towers even. There's so much growth within a tower. It's just a nudge back to neutrality. Whether you take it to the depths of despair, well, that's on you. But Spirit's just trying to guide you back to, seeing yourself in the moment. That's it. So I'm on this journey, and it takes a while to kind of grasp these things, right? To allow them to sink into you, to allow this transmission that we're sending out to sink into your core being and start, redirecting and changing your DNA to, bring the messages actually home to you. You might be 6 months from now. You might be like, oh shit, I get it. I embrace the triggers, embrace the towers, because there's so much guidance in them, guiding you back to, love, guiding you back to neutrality. And what is neutrality? Oh my God, I didn't even really understand the concept until like a month ago. I've heard of the concept, but I didn't really understand it. And spirit brings messages to you if you're sensitive to hearing them, and it's like, oh shit, I get it now. I get it.
And it was like I was the one that received the first like download and like presence with neutrality, and I got to watch Danny just like embody it himself, and I got to watch him go from not using that word at all, neutrality, to like he uses it all the time now, and like I can see the difference in his energy. It's really cool.
And vice versa, the mirror is pretty wild, man. How much she's really, through embracing it, has embraced herself in the present moment, and shit's changed big time. And if we really held on to the way things were, like we looked back 3 months ago on that, and I was like, well, I'm glad to be here. We were good there. We were a lot better there than we were 6 months ago. You know what I mean? But I'm way more like, this connection is even more fulfilling because we allowed it to grow. We allowed for the towers to fall. We allowed for the death to take place. We allowed space for us to grieve, when a major shift took place within my energy, it was when I started embracing
the triggers. Really, I started embracing the uncomfortable parts of myself, and I started to bring parts of myself that I had hidden because I didn't want to look at them. Started to bring those parts out and like speak them to Danny or record videos of myself. That's the thing. A lot of people, they can't watch themselves back because it's like so uncomfortable for some people. Danny, he don't really like to watch himself, but I've been trying to like nudge him because it's interesting when you watch yourself and all like you start feeling into your own energy and feeling into the energy that you're sending when you say certain things, and like it's a little uncomfortable to watch yourself. So if you record a video of just like yourself talking about something, you can see yourself in a completely different light. And like I love watching myself because I get to see my programs. I get to see how when I speak about certain things, how I'm speaking from the past or how I'm speaking from the future, and how on some things I'm speaking into the present moment, right? Like there's a lot of things that I pick up on myself just by watching myself. Ooh.
Lee and Sherry in the house.
Hey, what up?
Oh, she even had to do the reach for the mouse.
Hi, Lee and Sherry. We love y'all. Y'all done missed all the good stuff.
Look who's a moderator.
Yes, I'm hard to watch when I'm watching myself. For real. I remember when I first started watching myself, it was so uncomfortable.
That's gotta be Sherry. That's gotta be Sherry.
Did anyone else get on the list?
I just did my Sherry. Oh, I'll take a look. Just give me a second. Elizabeth, we got your question, I guess. If you want to add a bit more to the question, by all means, now is the time.
Yes,
Elizabeth. And then I'll check PayPal.
All right, give me 2 seconds. Shouldn't drink so much water. When I was hungry, so I was trying to numb the hunger.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I should have like a random music playing just to, give you guys a bit of a break. If you're looking to get snacks, it'd be a good time to get snacks right now. Yeah, so all the proceeds tonight go to Brooke's permanent residency application. We gotta get fingerprints done from the FBI and all that stuff, so that's what we're gonna use that for. We gotta go to the big city tomorrow. No, just Elizabeth's on the list so far. The big city next week to get fingerprints done. How you feeling about that?
I'm glad to see some shit in motion, and I'm thankful for all the people that we have supporting us. Like, you don't understand how much easier y'all make everything.
Oh, for real.
Being a part of our journey.
We love you guys.
Witnessing our journey.
right? Like, what's crazy is you've witnessed our journey from the beginning. Even all of that's in the videos that we put out since like June. You know, from the very beginnings to where we're just. I gave hints of like, oh, I met this girl and I seen her video and I'm like, wow, I think I might bring her into the tribe and like we can work together and stuff. To now we're best friends a week later. To all the shit popped off and unfolded right before your eyes. So really, when it comes to marriage, I guess we gotta invite y'all.
Oh, I've been visualizing my wedding, and I'm like, I see Lee and Sherry, I see Nick and Dove, I see Sandra and Alan. It's just like so fucking cool. Like marrying my twin. Like I get into the feels of it. I'm so present with it, like it's happening right now.
Rambling Mike's gonna be there. We got like 4 preachers. That if one preacher keels over from the heat, we got to stand in. Like it's gonna be pretty wild. We got Water Baby Taro. She's coming over. I mean, she can't wait. She's been giddy like this from when I first introduced her.
You can tell he's the divine feminine. I was trying to get all excited and tell y'all about it, and he's like, oh, but wait, listen to this.
Well, share. Go ahead.
It's okay.
Keep going.
It's okay,
people want to hear what you got to say.
Also,
it's your channel.
I want to tell y'all, last night I saw a freaking bear. Oh, my God. And Sandra and Alan, Danny told you that I went and fed the bear. I did not.
She only had blueberries under her shirt while she was looking out the window. What were you going to do with those blueberries?
Oh, well, it's not what I was going to do. It's what I did or didn't do.
Okay. So the inner child was playing, and it was kind of fun.
It was
kind of fun to watch. It was a little bit, hard to handle a little bit. I was like, oh, I know what her daddy was going through a little bit.
But anyways, I saw a bear literally like 3 feet in front of me. And then look, Danny tried to go outside and scare it, right? Danny tried to go outside and scare it, and I was just like so excited to see it. And he goes out the door, and for one, he took a step out and then realized how big the bear was and took a step back.
Oh, it was huge.
And then he was trying to scare the bear away, right? So he smacks the house trying to make like all this loud noise. The bear looks at him in the eyeballs. Look directly in his eyes. Slowly reaches for the garbage can and throws it on the ground. It was great.
Total thug, man.
It was so great. He was so thug.
Moment.
I loved it.
I had to clean garbage up for about 15 minutes, but
yeah. Hello, welcome, Athena. What's up, love?
Okay, so Elizabeth, you want to bring that up?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Just to kind of get in the vibration. And then we're going in. Elizabeth, we're going in. I really got, this message and the guidance in our next mentorship session next week. There's a beautiful tool that we talked about last week, but we're going to show you how to implement it and walk you through it. And this is going to be good stuff for this.
What are you talking about?
It's kind of cool how it ended up being for now, the discovery process. And
you're talking to Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So get your
a thug bear.
Get yourself in the feels, Elizabeth, because there's some hardcore guidance coming your way.
Dude, I was like I was way too far in a positive polarity. Like there was no fear, you guys. There was no fear that existed within me in that moment about that bear. It was just like, oh my God, it's a bear. And like, I had to come back down.
I want to squeeze it. I want to hold it and cuddle it.
I asked Danny, I said, how cool would it be for me to eat blueberries all night with my bear friend? He would be jealous. That's why he don't want us to be friends, because he would get left out.
Oh, me? Yeah, because I seen the way you are with a dog.
Oh, my God.
I can't even get 10 seconds. And if I get a sloppy second kiss, oh, my God.
Baby, whatever. Ella kisses you. If me and Danny are sitting in the bed, Ella goes right past me to Danny's face. Every time.
That's all I need from you now, baby. I'm just joking. So.
Alright, we gotta shut up.
I know. Time to get to work.
Man, I had a cool matrix hack for you guys, but I'm going to do Elizabeth's reading first. And then I'll let y'all know about the download that I received. It's very interesting. Okay. Elizabeth, are you here?
How long is the process until the paper gets done? Hopefully quick. Not sure what you mean, Dave.
Oh, Maria, if you send it to mine, just make sure you hit friends and family instead of like the services one. That's it. And even if you mess up, that's okay.
Oh, her application? I mean, oh my God, the forms that we've been filling out for how many?
So, Elizabeth, the first thing that I'm getting for you is to actually take a break. I don't know if you have already, but actually like create some space between you and Levi.
PayPal, it's friends and family.
Baby, I already answered that.
Oh, you did?
And I'm trying to talk to Elizabeth if you don't mind.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so Elizabeth, the first thing that I'm feeling is like there's a lot of distracting energy. There's a lot of distractions within the energetic flow between you and Levi, okay? So even with Danny, there have been times where I had to like, I said it as like disconnecting from his energy, but that's not really what I was doing. But there have been times where I had to just be by myself and not so
consumed,
not hanging out with him, not talking to him. Like I needed my space to be able to see things clearly, because when I was in his energy, there was a shadow within me that was being so lit up that that's all I could see. I couldn't see anything else, okay? Not to mention, some of the stuff that they got going on. But, like, I really had to take time for myself and just really detach. That's the thing. I had to detach. It wasn't that I was disconnecting, but I was attached to a story in my head rather than just, like, being able to be present with what I was really feeling and what was going on and what within me was creating the dynamic between me and Danny. So, like, that's the first message I'm getting for you, to just really, like, disconnect for a little bit, detach for a little bit, don't even like communicate for a little bit, and just kind of be in your own energy without his influence, okay? And you're going to be able to see things a lot differently.
And you'll see it'll give him the space in turn to start reflecting on things,
Just retreat for a little bit. So are y'all talking, Elizabeth? Or have you already kind of stopped communication for a little bit? Because it's like every time y'all interact, there's this dominant energy between both of you that's being enacted, that's being activated. And they're making me feel like how I feel is if you can kind of detach from that energy that's in play and rise above it, or neutralize it instead of like enacting it over and over, like you'll get the clarity that you're looking for. And I am feeling like there's a lot of emotions that are going into this. Like I'm feeling very emotional. And just what I want to invite you to do when it comes to just like all of those emotions is just take a break from it all. Take a break from it all, because the emotions are kind of the emotions, the energy that's in play, the influencing energy between you two. It's all really distracting and like attaching you to the energy rather than detaching and being in your own energy. Like, the emotions are clouding the judgment. The emotions are clouding the discernment. And I'm not telling you not to feel your emotions. That's not what I'm saying. But sometimes we think that we're purging when really we're just thinking ourselves into an emotion, or we're thinking, or we're attached to a story, we're attached to an idea, and it's creating emotion, not purging emotion that's already there, but it's actually adding to the buildup of emotion, right? So sometimes we just have to take a break and put it down for a little bit. Don't talk about them for a little bit. Take a break from the Facebook groups for a little bit. Take a break from all of the
twin flame labels.
Yeah, and just kind of just give yourself a break for a little bit, okay? Like, that is the main guidance that I'm feeling for you, is to just really detach from all of it and get present with you. Get present with what you're feeling. Get present with, notice the patterns. We've been talking about a lot of that in the mentorship and the saving mentality, and it feels like to me, Elizabeth, that you're in feminine energy, okay? And what I've noticed about feminine energy, wounded feminine energy, is we really do sometimes we seek validation that things are changing. We seek validation that what we felt was real. And now is your time to finally surrender that burden from your energy and really go within and give yourself validation for what you know to be true, okay? Wow, that was like all straight up.
Rest assured, this is not what it seems.
We got that for you last time, too.
Rest assured, this is not what it seems. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Swords, 9 of Swords in reverse, and the Sun. Okay, Sun is good things. And really good things.
Thank you, Maria. I love you.
Going into the heartbreak, clarifying the 3 of Swords. I don't usually clarify the bottom of the deck, but they wanted me to. 7 of Cups in reverse. This isn't... The titling is Fantasy and Temptation, right? Yes, this isn't a fantasy, but there is temptation here to go back into the woundedness, the heartbreak, right? Mike, you want to do this at home? Out, 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 go ahead. Mike is at home right now going, out, out, out. Get it the fuck out of Elizabeth's heart. You don't need to go through this over and over again. This is a cycle that can be broken with you, and we know how strong your will is. Okay, so if your will is so strong to hold on, oh my God. Heartbreak, 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 hotel.
Yeah, and so I want to add something to that real quick, if you don't mind, babe.
Go ahead.
So sometimes the human body, like, we get addicted to suffering. Like, our brain
for real
puts out this chemical that's like, when we are emotional, when we're hurting, when we're grieving, when we're in these negative emotions, our brain gives us a reward.
We feel validated
for that.
Yeah.
And like, we kind of get addicted to that. So, but what I'm feeling for you, Elizabeth, is really interesting. So usually I always get the message for people like, you need to be present with what your emotions, like, you're shoving your emotions down, but that's not what I'm getting for you. For you, I'm getting that you have purged and been present with a lot of your trauma, and it's healed. And the only thing that is making you so emotional is some attachment. There's an attachment. I keep hearing attachment. There's an attachment that is creating these negative emotions, and your brain is rewarding you, and you're kind of stuck in that, but it's not real. That's the thing. It's not real. So it's almost like you need to detach from those emotions. It's like emotional mastery instead of your emotions. If you have a feeling like your emotions are kind of out of control, or there's been like a turmoil of emotions, or just like crying out of nowhere, or thinking yourself into negative emotions, right? Because we do that. We think ourselves into negative emotions. If that's what you're noticing, I don't know. It just goes back to like, it's not that you're releasing, it's you're creating it. It's not really there. It's not what it seems, but there's an attachment that makes you believe that it is.
And that discovery process. Oh my God, I can't wait to give it to you on Tuesday. Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
Elizabeth, we got something for you.
Yeah, that's really, and I was wondering why we didn't give it to her, but now I know. Because this is where you have to be really in it to work through the discovery process. And it's just like, oh, I get it. Mm-hmm. Right? So this is beautiful. Everything that's happening is amazing. Don't forget that. Might look crazy, but it is amazing, and there's so much growth to happen to come to this, right? Six of Pentacles in reverse, it's just a polarity shift. In essence, it's a polarity shift, and we're going to walk you through that Tuesday. Now, getting into the reading, really, it speaks to, putting the sword down and stepping outside of it, right? There is no time or need to be sharp and assertive with this dude anymore. You really need to step into your own being and remember who you were. Like, remember when you broke up with someone or someone broke up with you and you kind of lost yourself and you're like, shit, who the fuck am I? Well, it's recentering yourself to, wow, no, wait a second. I know who I am. Okay. And I know that where I want to be. And it's with someone that treats me amazing. It's with, it's with someone who whispers to me and really gets me excited. It's really breathing in that excitement and curiosity into my life instead of sucking me dry. And it's not necessarily that he's doing it intentionally or anything. It's playing out that you notice that you're giving this away to him, right? Even if, it's a take, but you're unknowingly, giving your energy to him. And that needs to kind of just like, okay, the excitement is gone. This is causing me fucking craziness. And I don't want to be this anymore,
oh my God.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just getting like so many messages. I'm sorry, I wasn't even talking to you.
So the Two of Swords in reverse, stalemate and indecision. This is not what it seems. This is not a hurdle to get through in order to bring union in or whatever, any of that kind of stuff. It's really it's a tower in reverse. It's for your greatest good. And you're going to see the gift when it unfolds to you on Tuesday, and you're going to be like, oh man. And I might even like share it with you sooner just to kind of let you read over it and kind of ingest it, and then we'll walk through it on Tuesday with you. Ace of Swords, breakthrough and awareness, this is what this is. This is when you're on the precipice. You're feeling so much and you have so much, shit coming up, and you're like, oh my God, it's the breakthrough, right? The veil that's before you. You're like, Elizabeth now, and we seen you a couple weeks ago, and you were like, oh, this is good. I feel great. For the first time in my life, that was a breather. That was like an eye of the storm, and here comes another wave. And you shouldn't be like really caught off guard by this, and we're moving you into not being caught off guard anymore by these things. These towers. Oh, here's another tower. Oh, I grinded my hand. I looked at it. I was like, wow. And I kept grinding, and I started to bleed. I was like, oh yeah, okay. Well, I'll deal with it. I can feel the pain. I know it happened, but I have these things I need to do. And I'm not talking about the inner pain, or the emotions that are coming up, but this is healing. Healing is taking place. I need healing in my life, and healing is taking place. Look at that. I had to get some pain, right, in order for me to, I just ripped my hand up. But that pain is an acknowledgement of, what healing needs to take place. That's it. If you look to your body will guide you all the time. So if you're bumping your toe on tables and stuff, too, you know what I mean? These are signs. Last but not least, Queen of Pentacles. So this is what you need to do. This is what's taking place. This is what's before you. Queen of Pentacles, nurturing, right? Look at being easy on you, being easy on the process.
Feminine energy.
That's
what you're learning to master, Elizabeth. You're learning to master your feminine energy, which leads to emotional mastery.
Which leads to divine partnerships. And not just somebody that's going to suck, and take. Somebody that's going to turn around and see what's before them, and say, oh, you know what? Because I see her nurturing herself. And you've done this before, Elizabeth. You've turned that rate around. You started nurturing on yourself. And who came back? And who saw the energy change? It's just like, it's the bait and switch. It's the evolution of like, oh, there's a worm. I'm a fish. There's a worm. But you know what? I'm not that hungry. I'm good. And I know a bigger worm's coming. All I need is one chomp. And it's not going to have a hook stuck in it. For real. Because I ain't getting baited. And I don't need no hooks.
Do you like fishing analogies, Elizabeth?
I don't even know where that came from. Different perspective and Knight of Cups, romantic gestures. So really, and I know how this is, they be coming all up on you and they're like, hey, baby, I'm sorry for that time that, or what I said and everything. And they get into the what's Barry, the singer, and I just want to, bring some love and stuff.
And then
I just want to love on you.
It evolves to the point where that's not how they come in, but they actually admit some truth to you. They get authentic.
Right.
They start getting vulnerable. And you're like, oh, I see progress. I see validation. I see progress. But that's the trap.
It's happening. That's the trap. Back to neutrality. You're swinging way to the positivity and you're like maxing out. And that's calling in a tower to bring you to neutrality. But, towers, if you truly don't see them for what they are, you get that swing into the depressive. The sky is falling. Towers are falling around me. So it's staying in balance. That's all what it is. And it might take you a bit. And we're here for you, sister. That's what we do.
Elizabeth, let me tell you something.
That's why you got us on the chain.
Girl.
Don't even worry. Are you
girl, good? When we get with you this week, and I get to share on a personal level how I experience this energy and share those like keys with you, share that experience with you.
Dude.
We got you, girl.
Dude.
So I guess I can save a lot of the messages that came through for you right now. Sometimes I wonder, sometimes spirit sometimes I get really clear messages when the person has done the work, if you want to call it. And sometimes I get really clear messages because it's such a mirror energy of what I experienced. And I know it to a T. And I know the process. And I know the tools. And so what I got for you, I'd really rather discuss it on a personal and vulnerable level with you. Just because it's so much more fun than live like this. Right. So I'm just going to save some of this and just really invite you to just put the worries to the side for right now. And why you've been guided. This is the one part I will say now. To kind of put your mind at rest, okay? Why they have invited you to stop communication is because there's an attachment, right? We know that. There's still some kind of program, some kind of attachment within the ego that you have been, you've been doing the healing for. However, there is a point where you recognize a program, you recognize a limiting self-belief, you recognize the trauma that is creating a dynamic in your life, you recognize those things. And then even after you heal it, sometimes the program's still left over.
Right.
And you literally, to completely neutralize the energy, to completely detach from the ego's fears, we'll call it, why you've been guided to stop communicating is because it's a reflection of, because it's helping you embody letting go, completely letting go of the attachment. It's helping you embody surrender. That's where you are, baby. You are in the epitome of surrender. Surrendering to your divine feminine energy. Surrendering to no validation outside of self, just complete validation, acceptance, and embracing and surrendering where you are. Just tap into the word surrender. Tap into surrendering energy. Okay, I feel like it has something to show you. But why they're inviting you to stop communication is because every single time, Elizabeth, every single time, this is the point that you're at. Every time a thought comes in about him, no. Every time you start to wonder what he's doing, no. Every time you start to go into a negative emotion about what's going on with him, no. Because it's not that you're healing anything, that's what you're creating. That's where you are now. And like, so it's to the point where like you just got to keep putting your foot down to your ego, and you'll understand more once I share my personal story with this energy. But every time it comes in, no. Like I am not playing with that energy anymore. You know?
Yeah.
I surrender that thought. I surrender that perception.
I remember those days.
So just for the next few days, just practice that, you know? Nope, not going there. Nope, not going there. If you need to go right for a little bit, okay. But don't even go into the emotion of it anymore. Here's the thing. It's not even that you're going into an emotion because it's not there. You're thinking yourself into an emotion. That's the difference. That's how you can recognize that it isn't healing. It's actually you creating from a negative program. Okay? Yeah. Love you.
Oh, yeah.
I love you, Elizabeth.
And look forward to Tuesday, big time. I know you do already, but we're looking forward to Tuesday and sharing that with you.
Yes.
Big time. So, Maria says you did. I seen your donation, but you don't want to read it?
Yes, and we love you and thank you for that. I appreciate you.
For real.
Gonna help me become an Americadian.
For real. I don't know what Dave, what you were talking about with regards to the process, but
I love you so much, Elizabeth. Oh, I fucking love you, and I know that you can feel it. Okay.
It's quite the process. And
just gonna give you a hug because I love you.
Yeah.
You know, I've noticed the people in our mentorship, they're some of the people that like, I don't have to question. Like when I start to feel like this love, I don't have to question whether they can feel it. I just know that they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when we have some clients, it's like, oh man, I don't really think they can feel what we're feeling right now. But a lot of our clients, we can sit with them in a space and I can like, I'm picking up on, you know, sadness, or I'm picking up on like joy or like innocence. And then like we're feeling it together, that like channel of connection and being connected to each other. It's beautiful. Beautiful. But anyways, I'm done.
Love bomb.
I love you, Elizabeth.
Love bomb.
You make my heart happy.
So, Maria, if you don't want a reading, I'm guessing the list is open and we can stay on as long as we want. It's your channel, baby.
Mm-hmm. Can you hold my channel down for a second?
Oh, my God, again?
Mm-hmm. No, I don't gotta pee this time.
What, you gonna get something to eat? Have a cigarette?
Baby, don't be
Kiss
telling
the
my
dog.
secrets.
Kiss the dog.
I can't tell y'all.
What are we gonna do? David, you still here or did you bounce?
He did say he had to get up early, so he might have.
Oh, all right.
I can't wait till you watch his video.
Yeah.
I was going in, baby.
I was reading in the bathtub. I was reading the thing that you posted in Love Vibe Tribe.
Oh, you did?
Well, I have it.
I know, it's pretty long.
It's a
you gotta really get in your feminine energy to receive all that shit.
Actually, it's a chapter of your book, I'm pretty sure. Be a good one to throw in, yeah.
I know. We love working with you, Elizabeth. I can't wait to see you and talk to you.
Well, we're
snuggle you.
Absolutely grateful Mike sent you to us too.
Right?
Because the blessings aren't just on your side, that's for sure. We recognize family right away. It's really cool. So, okay. Oh man, I get put on the hot seat. Anybody want a free card pull while Brooke's going to do whatever she's doing? I can do a free card pull for you guys, or let me see. I'm going to use my go-to. A little update on NCT too. I'm gearing up for October, and I know I say this every month, but there was a lot of 3D work that needed to take place in order to like get things outside of the house for real while it's still warm out enough that I had to take care of. And the mentorship was a bit of more kind of transitioning from not doing much to really digging in deep and wow, like the experiences we go through when we dig in deep for others, right, and bring them up to a level that we've been through, we've experienced truly before, and raise them up through into the union energy. Man, wow, it was a crazy workload, or I felt like the workload, but it was like a building up of the energy for releasing of other things and gaining insight, and it was all cyclical, like that big thing in the middle back there, right? It was all, patterns carefully intertwined, and this was done by Alan in the chat, Twin Flame Divine Fire. You can check them out, twinflamedivinefire.com, to get your own mandala. This is just so beautiful, and we thank you for this creation. It was when I first seen it, I seen the colors before me, and I was like, before I seen you holding it up on Facebook, and I was like, wow, that's exactly what I saw, and I knew it was to be. Can barely hear me. Yeah, that's because I took a vape hit. My bad. I'm gonna get things together like what's his name there, Chris and Cherie, so that there's a light to tell me I'm on and to tell me when I'm off. It's coming in the works. I got to pull the board apart for that though. Okay, so random card. If you're thinking in your mind, I need to hear this. Well, this might be for you. Yeah, I caught that. Ground yourself. Now it's working. Ground yourself. Really steady yourself and say, in this moment, this is what I'm experiencing. This is what I need to experience. Whether I perceive it to be good, bad, right, or wrong, it just is, and it always is for my highest good. When you detach from awareness of your body and the physical world, you become ungrounded. And I thank you, brother, for that, because I got your back on your radio show. You got my back on my TV show.
Ooh, I wasn't here when it was off, huh?
Yeah, although it's pleasant to float heavenward, in the positive, floating up to the heavens. Oh my God, it's so great.
That's what I like to do, and he has to bring me back down to reality.
Your attention and work are needed here upon Earth. We're helping you balance the spiritual and material so that you can enjoy a fulfilling earthly life. Word.
Ooh, Lee and Sherry just posted on Patreon.
I know. We got something to look forward to.
I was just thinking, where would we set up and do our little intimate videos for Patreon?
Could do it in the living room, or in the bedroom, or on the beach. Well, maybe not on the beach now, but it's freezing.
Hi, Tanya. What's up, love?
We can make it interesting. We could take it on the go, too, because it's Patreon. It's not YouTube.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Things to think about. Oh, and Tanya's here, so guess what time it is?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Oh, it's Brooke's channel. She pulls the strings, Tanya.
Love you, Tanya. I know I say this every time, but I love your Instagram. So y'all want me to share a download I got with you guys? Are y'all into that?
Yes.
Does anyone else want a reading? What y'all want? What y'all thinking? What y'all want to do?
Well, you can share, and anyone who wants a reading, they can.
It'll be a little snippet of the download. I'll have to share like the whole thing and like a video, but it's pretty cool. some of the shit I tapped into. What?
Do we actually get to? We gonna keep us waiting?
I asked him. I said, "Do they want me to share my download?"
Oh, you guys got to speak up, man.
Yeah, it's only 4 a.m. I hear you, Tanya. Ooh.
Oh, it's only 4. Yeah, I get you now.
Man, I like doing it this way. So much prettier. Oh, I still can't really see.
Oh.
These used to be my go-to deck, y'all. What's it, Tarot of Dreams? Strength card and the Empress.
I think some change needs to take place with regards to that eye in the sky.
So, Danny, I haven't even shared this download with you.
I know.
I haven't even shared it with you yet.
You made a mention of it downstairs before.
Dude, I've gotten so many fucking downloads recently. Oh my god.
Downstairs,
my notes in my phone.
In the green room.
My notes on my phone, like, they are stocked full of goody good stuff. Such good stuff. But, so, okay.
So, Tanya and Elizabeth are like, sure.
Let the frequency fly. Okay. So, let me start off with saying, there is this experience in this reality that is very grounded in the earth experience, the human experience, okay? And then, which is like, some people call it the Matrix, right? So, and then there's also beyond the human experience, beyond the grounded experience, beyond the 3D matrix. Okay, so that's where I'm going to start it off. So spirit gives me this information, and I say spirit, but it really comes from going within myself, within my heart space to access this information. And the way that I interpret the information is really through, like, most of the time, to understand the matrix and how it works, I access the information through, like, how a video game would work, or like a computer system is how it comes up for me, okay? So that's how I understand the matrix, through like video game analogies, through computer analogies, programming. Like, that's how I understand the matrix. So I was really playing with presence and like really being present, actually being present. And when I was like in that moment of just like full-blown presence with myself and in my heart space without the ego, I got this really cool download where, so we're all one, right? We are a collective consciousness. On Earth, there is a collective consciousness, and you can use the word galactically or spiritually beyond this dimension. We are a collective consciousness. We are a unity consciousness, okay? So,
Motley and Sherry.
What? Oh. Love you, Lee and Sherry. See y'all soon. I'll check out y'all's Patreon video soon. So, when I was really present, I could... It's so difficult to articulate. So in that moment of presence, there was no ego. It was just full presence with all. Full connection to all. Full connection to unity consciousness. Full connection to myself. Full connection to all things God. Okay? And I noticed, or I got this download, that when I'm present, right? So we talked about how trauma gets stuck within the body, how trauma gets stuck within your energetic field, and how it gets stuck is we're not present with it. That's why it gets stuck in our energy and in our body, and then it flusters, right? But if we're present with the present moment, it doesn't get stuck, right? So with that being said, when I was so present in that moment, I started to understand why presence was so important. Because when we're not present with trauma, when we're not present with anything in our life, people, ourselves, then it creates a distortion. Okay? There's an egoic whatever that's created, there's a story that's created, there's emotions that are created, there's a timeline created, there's a storyline created, there's a distortion created when we're not present. But if we're present, there's no distortion created. So, with that being said, understanding that we are all one on a collective level, and understanding that within this matrix, there is a database of information. Some people call it the Akashic Records, but there is a universal mainframe where all energy and timelines lie. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional. This shit is powerful. So there's a database within the matrix, the Akashic Records, that is a universal mainframe where all energy, all experiences, all timelines, anything that's ever happened on this fucking planet exists there right now, okay? And you can tap into it. But here's the thing. When we're not present, the data that goes to that universal mainframe is distorted. It's corrupted. It has a virus. It's not authentic, okay? So when we're not present in our present moment, not only does it cause suffering within ourselves, but it causes suffering within the collective, because when you tap back into your heart, when you tap back into presence, instead of the distortion, right? So, like, here's the thing. Why? You got to understand and really pay attention to how life works. Life, one thing that is dominant in every fucking thing that we do is connection, is relationships, is love, connection, okay? And considering the fact that we're all one, if all of the information that we're sending to the universal mainframe, that we're sending to the Akashic Records, if all of our data is distorted because of pain, because of trauma, because we weren't present, then the collective energy, the collective image of self is distorted, and you will see that play out within the matrix. So as you shift your distortions within, you send data to the universal mainframe that is clear, that is not distorted, that is full presence with unconditional love, with unity consciousness. And why that's so beneficial is because when other souls are tapping into the universal mainframe, they're going to experience purity. They're going to experience unity. They're going to experience unconditional love, instead of every time they tap in, experiencing the distortion that sends them in a loop or gets them stuck more in trauma. For example, the twin flame label, right? You go into the universal mainframe, you type in twin flame label, there are so many distortions of the twin flame label, and it keeps people in a loop, or it sends people down the wrong road. And that's why, because as a collective, there is this huge distortion within the mainframe. So as an individual, as you shift the distortions within you, you clear the distortion in the mainframe, and then the whole image as a collective changes. And that's why, as your single soul, you have the ability to change the world, right? Does that make sense?
Baby. Oh my God.
I know, yummy. Right? It's crazy.
It's yummy.
You want to add anything to that?
I mean, like, what can you add to that? That was wild and beautiful.
Thank you, baby.
Yay.
But
that
yeah.
was great.
So I think I'll stop there for now. But like, it's some interesting stuff, and it really encourages me to be more present in my life, because it shifts everything. Like, we look at, you know how people talk about, like, readers, we talk about tapping into the collective. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about tapping into our energy as a whole. Yeah, our image as a whole.
The whole raising the vibration of the collective was pretty much what she said, right? And it kind of pulls it apart, so you actually get to see and make sense of oh, okay, so as I lose my distortions over different situations, I rise and move into neutrality. I'm really helping the collective as well to, release those distortions, that veil that's being kind of energetically put out.
That's the veil that everyone talks about. That's
beyond the veil.
Yes, and seeing beyond the veil sometimes means seeing outside of the collective experience, seeing outside of the collective data, okay? Because our consciousness is one, and sometimes as one consciousness, it's so distorted that you have to detach and you have to go within and seek your own truth through your heart, and then come back and upload that data for everyone else, and it creates a shift after shift after shift after shift.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
It's pretty beautiful.
And we're, alleviating so much pain. We're changing the face of the planet, and how civilization moves forward into the age of Aquarius. Come on. That's it.
I liked your snap, babe. It was like...
Yeah, because I lost my pressure between my fingers, went through my accident.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I can't. That's it. I used to be like this.
That's
now it's
cute,
just
baby.
That's it. That's all you get.
Yeah, what y'all think about that?
What y'all think about that?
I've got so many stories like that, you guys. I just haven't shared that many of them.
And I'm pretty sure we have enough funds for the fingerprints next week.
Yeah.
So we're pretty good. Thank you so much, you guys.
Yes, thank you guys. We love y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd the chat get so quiet after I shared?
I mean,
like, hello, Tanya's still here.
What just happened to me? What happened to everybody?
Thank you, Elizabeth. Dude, it's a lot to get your mind around. It is. But isn't it fun? Isn't it fun?
Replay that a while.
Yeah, that's another. Remember I was talking about watching yourself, like doing a video and watching yourself? There's so many like keys and codes and light codes and transmissions that you emit that you don't even know that you're emitting. And when you watch yourself like over and over again, you're just like playing with that frequency, building that frequency.
And I guess you can't say Beyond the Veil without saying you might want to check out Chris and Cherie.
Oh my God,
the Veil on YouTube.
Sandra and Alan introduced them to us.
Yeah, that's Sandra and Alan's boss.
Oh my God, they've been. Oh my God, I love them.
But they're also going to be on Sandra and Alan's Twin Flame Divine Fire radio show tomorrow at
I'm excited for that.
At 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 p.m. Pacific. Check them out live. Sandra and Alan, Twin Flames in Union, and Chris and Cherie from Beyond the Veil, the owners of what's the TFR radio? TFRlive.com.
Oh, that's Chris and Cherie?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. I always wondered why he did the commercials.
Yeah, Chris started that.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
It's a beautiful platform
awesome.
For like when you're driving in your car.
Cool, so I've been a part of something of Chris and Cherie's. They don't even know it.
So, yeah.
I remember when I first started listening to them, though, it was difficult. So, here's the thing.
I was her translator.
The more that I attract my soul family, the more that I hear or I feel the same. We're getting the same downloads. We're on the same frequency, but communicating it in so many different languages, so many different like terminologies, and it's so fucking cool. But anyways, there's that.
What is with that?
I don't know. I don't think I have links turned off. I know I don't. You just posted one.
What the heck is that?
I don't know. I guess
that's dumb. But that's where you go.
Right, you guys should. So, if some of y'all wonder, like, how we maintain our frequency or how our frequency is so organic, or how we release the ego and like how you get into your heart space, a lot of it is the people that we surround ourselves with. The frequency that I take in is like food for my soul. You know what I mean? The people that we connect with, like, shit happens when we connect, you know?
For real.
And with that being said, like, I invite you guys, come and listen to their shows. Chris and Cherie, they go live late at night, which I'm cool with. I'm a night owl.
Specific.
Come and watch the shows. Like, we post them in the Love Vibe tribe all the time, but I hardly ever see my tribe there. And I'm like, well, you know, that's whatever. That's up to them. But like, y'all wonder, like, how we navigate so quickly. Like, Danny and I have gone from like not even knowing who our twin flame was. A year later, we're about to get married. Like, if you watch my videos from a year ago and you watch my videos now, completely different person. And like, it's so fast-tracked because of the frequency that we're taking in and the frequency that we're housing in our bodies and our energy.
I'll never forget the Danny, I love you. But I couldn't see her do that. It was just like,
is there anyone in the chat that was here then? I don't think so.
Real, right? No, Michelle and all them were in there, but
that was when I was going live and the video was all messed up and no one told me.
I didn't want to interrupt your flow.
Oh, I was flowing.
Oh, right.
I had no idea that my whole face was blurred out and no one told me.
She was on fire, but
I was.
And the messages were good. All good.
Yeah, Tanya, thank you. Oh, there's Michelle.
There's Michelle right there. Oh my God.
Yes.
She be creeping.
Michelle was in the OG days.
Yeah, for real. We got one OG in the house.
Yes. I know Michelle was there. I remember her.
Oh, she must have heard her
Michelle,
ears ringing.
do you remember that night Danny called me baby in the chat?
Oh, shit. And I unleashed the wrath.
I didn't see it when I was live, but do you remember that? He called me baby in the chat because I started crying or something. I can't even remember. Oh, I was reading our connection in the cards and I realized who it was about. Not realized that it was my twin, but I realized the love. Oh my God, I felt so much love. And he was like, it's okay, baby, in the chat.
I don't know, I call Nick baby sometimes.
And I was like, rah! Don't call me baby.
Oh my God. Well, I deleted out of in my vulnerable state too. Like somewhere last August, I was like, I raced because she bounced and wouldn't talk to me. I raced to that video and I deleted that comment. It doesn't even exist anymore. I
couldn't receive the love, y'all. I couldn't receive it.
It was our little bounces back and forth, and just like.
Will you please accept my love? Okay, I'll take a little bite.
Oh my God! It hurt my tongue. There was a fishbone in it.
It reminds me of the analogy Nick and Dove use where you have a wound on your arm and your twin has the medicine for the wound, but they got to touch the wound to put the medicine on and you're like, no, I don't want the medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically what it's like.
For real. Well.
Right, Michelle? That was perfect timing. Perfect timing. That's so funny.
Yeah. She heard her ears ringing before we even spoke her name. I've got that power, apparently. You know what I mean?
Ooh. I can't wait to go back and hear what I said a minute ago. It's funny. I keep all of these things. You know, I write them down and I sit with them and I process them and I anchor them into my consciousness. And then when I finally let myself express it all, it's like, oh, shit. I should have said that like 2 months ago.
That's the flow, baby. Just get it out. and this is the perfect platform to do it. Well, that and Patreon.
Oh my gosh, Michelle. I know, right? Things have shifted so much since the 10th for me. What is it, September, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen,
it's like the 18th.
I'll be forgetting where I am in a human experience. But since the 10th of September, oh my God, there's like a whole timeline shift, you guys. And I know most of y'all have had to have felt it.
Oh, there was a couple bumps.
Yeah.
But this timeline, Lee and Sherry gets a new liver. Woo!
Right? Yes, and we've been manifesting that shit.
For real, everybody's been putting energy into that.
Anchoring that shit in. Alright, so let's do But do you want to just you want to? You good, babe?
Yeah, I said free card pulls, but I didn't pay attention to the.
I think we're just gonna cut it off here.
Chat.
That way, if anyone's watching the replay, they can kind of watch. And then...
Yeah, and it's about that time anyway. So
love you, Michelle. Mwah. Thank you for stopping by.
We love all you guys.
Perfect time. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. All right, everyone in the chat, thank y'all for showing up for us, closing this container, sending all of our energy back to where it belongs, declaring our sovereignty upon ourselves. And I love you guys. Thank y'all for all the abundance that you bring into my life. Thank you for helping me become a citizen in Canada. It really means a lot. Y'all's help means a lot to me. Thank y'all for showing up for me and answering my call. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. And I freaking love you guys. Empress of Duality, out.
Namaste, guys.